way are gonna make a decision, it's just letting them know. Or give input on, make sure they'll go to the change plan commission wants to do, all the way they wanna change it. Since,
Is it gonna go back to the plan?
yeah, cause we have to,
So you're here for a week, not.
what?
You're here for.
Let's call tonight's city council meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, before I ask Brad to call roll, I will introduce him. Brad has replaced Paul as our new city clerk treasurer. You were caucused in on December 23rd. So I welcome Brad and look forward to him working with the city. I know he's going to do a great job. So Brad, would you go ahead and call the roll?
Absolutely. We'll start with Derek Cox, absent. Brad Dreyer, absent. Doug Stock.
Here.
Melissa Tucker.
Here.
Beth Enneking.
Here.
Okay.
Thank you. Actually, tonight, we have minutes from two meetings that we need to approve. So in your package, you received the minutes from our December 8th meeting and our December 29th, our special meeting that we had at the year end. Are there any questions or any corrections on either one of those minutes? If not, I'm going to ask that we approve both sets at the same time. So I need a motion to approve the minutes from December 8th and December 29th.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from December 8th and December 29th.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Next item up, we have department head reports. They were included in the packets at the back of the room. We have some of our department heads here, so they may be able to address questions if anyone has any when we get to comments, unless any of you guys have any questions about any of the reports. Okay. Then we will move on to Mayor's Youth Council. I don't see any Youth Council members here tonight. Mayor's Youth Council members are required to attend at least one council meeting. Most of them get that obligation out pretty early, so we'll move on. Old business, we have, whoops, lost my page. We have no old items under old business. We do have the 2026 council appointments and mayoral appointments. Those are included in the packet, and I believe Andrea included those in the packets that were out at the front door as well. I am not going to read every one of these. Obviously, our city attorney is still Blaine Timonaire, our police chief is Mike Manis, and our fire chief is Brian Hardebeck. Our tech review team is comprised of our department heads, and if you'll notice, we do have, and our different department managers, we do have a blank slate in there right now, and that is Eric Laker, who was our water department manager, who has taken a new position outside the city. We are in the process of interviewing for his position, so his slot remains open at the moment. As far as council appointments, we do have a few changes this year. This year on redevelopment, we have Beth Enneking and Derek Cox. On the president of the Common Council is Brad Dreyer. Our finance committee our Board of Finance is Melissa Tucker, Brad Dreyer, and Derek Cox. And then I will introduce our Board of Public Works and Safety. We have a new member this year, Jonathan Maple, who you saw up here. He's now sitting in the back of the room. Jonathan replaced Bill Hartman, who served for the last 2 years. Okay. Next item up on our agenda is a discussion. This is something that came up in front of Planning and Zoning, and it involves our B4 zoning. That came up at the meeting last week. John Kuntz, our city engineer, is going to bring council up to date and talk about some potential recommendations that we have.
So yeah, basically about a month ago, we got a variance. Someone came in with the B4 zoning, asked what they could build there, and essentially I looked at the use table and the UDO, and the only thing allowed is small cell facilities, which doesn't allow you to do a whole lot, since the only thing allowed is, small cell facilities. So that doesn't allow anything. So we have to give a variance if they want to build anything. The only spots in the city where the zoning's at is basically the intersection of DeKalb and 46. There's about 7 or 8 parcels there. Figure the way to fix this is either change the UDO use table to allow stuff under B4 or just rezone those few parcels. Plan Commission last week, they said they'd rather just change the use table and make it more restrictive than the other business zoning. Council is going to get the final say in this, so I wanted to make sure they were good with moving forward with this solution before I spend time doing that. So the plan right now is just allow more stuff in the B4, essentially what's out there, allow that in that use table, and then next month, Plan Commission and Council can approve it, and then this issue would just be fixed. Is there any questions?
Yeah, so for clarification, council members, the area John's talking about is as you mentioned, the intersection of 46 and Tucolvy Road. And it's the complex where Dr. Amy's Glazier Carpenter's office is. Immediately next door to it, there's the eye doctor there. I forget the name of it, so I apologize. And then across the street from the eye doctor, there's about 5 parcels there.
Yes.
To John's point, those are all pretty restricted as far as when you go to the development code within the use table. I think there's a special exemption permit for rooming and boarding housing, and then, as John pointed out, small cellular. John and I talked about options as far as just with one particular lot, and use variances versus amending the ordinance. And I think from a legal perspective, our zoning code to reflect potential other uses is the proper way to do this rather than giving a use variance. And so John and I spoke, there's kind of 2 options for council, is to change what uses are permitted within B4 or to rezone those parcels from the B4 district to a different zoning designation that would be more fitting. Now, being said, what I think the planned intent on one of those parcels would be, it would have to be rezoned all the way to an R4 district rather than any of the B designations for business. So again, to some extent, as John pointed out, I think that changing the use table probably is the better option. And so, John, for clarification, I think if you have any conscious objectors to APC, to evaluating what uses APC believes should be permitted within the B4 is what your plan is, but you're questioning or you're wanting to know if any of our council members have a conscious objection to saying, no, let's just go ahead and rezone the.
Yeah, if main thing I wanted to make sure council was good with this, so I don't spend time doing this, and then they say, well, we should just rezone it, because planning commission will give a recommendation, and they will recommend, and let's just change this, but you guys get the final say. So if you would have a strong opinion to rezone over change the use table, I would like to know.
Do any of you guys have any comments on it or questions? So I guess at this point, it's safe to say,
Then go ahead.
go ahead and make your table changes and recommendations to planning and zoning, and then they can, after they review that, they will make their representation to us as how they'd like us to.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
And council members, if you have questions on the specific areas that we're talking about, I've got the table and the zoning map pulled up. So no, I don't believe he's asking for a motion today. So.
All right, the next item is the clerk treasurer's report. Brad, do you want to take a stab at that? First one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so you'll see in the packet, the clerk treasurer report. It's the same that's been provided in all the past meetings. If you got any questions, feel free to come see me and ask. We'll work through anything you got.
All good?
Everything's fine.
Okay. Thank you. We do need to approve the claims tonight, so I will need a motion to approve claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. The next item up is the mayor's report. I just wanted to mention Saturday night, our Batesville Fire and Rescue held their annual awards ceremony, and they recognized several individuals. And I would like to thank them all for their service, but I would like to mention some of those. Steve Nobby was recognized for 50 years of service. Trevor Fishmer was recognized for 15 years of service. We had a number, Joel Justice, Ryan Marcoux, Scott Robbins, Sam Carr, Gary Harden, Dylan Davidson, and Sam Dudley, all recognized for 5 years of service. EMS Provider of the Year was Lindsey Bryson, and Firefighter of the Year was Trevor Fishmer. I did get to meet with some of those guys on Saturday night. Again, congratulations to everyone, and thank you to our fire and EMS for everything you do for the community. I think everybody would be in agreement. You guys are doing a great job, and we appreciate it. Next item up, gather your friends for monthly trivia night, sponsored by Batesville Main Street and featuring a business in our downtown area. The first one of the traveling trivia will be at Amex Well on January 15th. So that's just a few days from now. It was from 6 to 8 p.m. Registration begins at 5:30. It's test your knowledge of the TV show Friends. I don't think I do very well at that one. Play as a team or play solo. Show your support for local businesses. Visit the Main Street Facebook page or mainstreet.org if you would like some more information. On January 25th, this is a recurring event. The Phi Beta Psi sorority will host Soups and Sips at the hall at the Batesville Knights of Columbus. It is from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And for more information, you can go to their website at Phi Beta Psi Chi Chapter at gmail.com. We have another soup type lunch, and this one benefits the Batesville Food Pantry, and it will take place on Sunday, February 8th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that will be held at the Batesville Intermediate School cafeteria. Enter door marked B. The event offers a light lunch courtesy of local restaurants, individuals, and churches to raise funds for the food pantry. This next item is, and I think some of you may have seen it, there was a post out there, but our first large garbage collection of 2026 will take place on Saturday, February 7th, beginning at 5 a.m. Residents with Rumpke Services are encouraged to set out items the night before. A list of acceptable items can be found on the city's website, and we will get another post out before that occurs, and obviously we'll try to get in there some of the rules and regulations, like wrapping upholstered furniture, because I know that's frequently a problem. Upholstered furniture is left because it's not wrapped, and we want to avoid those issues if we can. The Batesville Area Arts Council presents their 36th annual art auction, Dream in Color, at Ron Weber Party Place, and that is at 6 p.m. without a date. February the 13th. Thank you. Again, it starts at 6 p.m. That is the only items I have for tonight. So at this point, I will just ask if we have citizens in the audience that would like to address council.
I'm Ray Weistefeld. I'm representing the Batesville American Legion. We have a project which we've got, and I'm sure you got some of the plans that we have up there, which we have to enlarge our restrooms and make them handicap accessible. As of right now, we got restrooms, of course, but they're not very good. So we want to improve that, and hopefully that might improve our rentals for our hall and everything else out there. So I was just wondering if there would be any grants available for the Legion at this time, or whenever something comes up, that we would appreciate it.
Okay. I'm going to, Doug, would you mind
sure.
updating us a bit? Because I think you talked to Doug, correct?
Yeah, so Ray stopped in and talked to me a few weeks ago and approached me about this, and I told him there was Belterra funding available. That time told him they'd have to get a plan together of how much it was going to cost, and then how much funding they had and what their plan was. So that's why he's here tonight. I see it's 40 to 50,000 is your estimate.
Yes.
What kind of funding does the Legion have towards that?
Well, we have some funds in our kitty, of course, but we don't want to deplete them, and we just whatever would be available, we would appreciate. And we're fortunate. We have the SAL, which is the Sons of a Legion. They have their stillboard shoots every first Sunday of the month, so that helps bring some funds in for us as well. But unfortunately, the Legion, which is kind of limited with membership, we are only got roughly about 200 members. And we don't have the open membership like some of the clubs and things around here, like the KSCs or the Eagles. So we don't have a lot of funds coming in all the time. We just, that we can keep our bills going. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we get a few extra bucks here and there, but they're not easy come by.
Have you reached out to anybody else for any grants or?
Yes, we did. We reached out, to the KSCs. We went to the Eagles, and then also the Hillenbrand Foundation. we reached out to them as well.
And have they got back to you with anything? or-
Yeah, the Hillebrands did. We did get 7,000 from them. And didn't you say the Eagles, we got 1,000? The Eagles, we got 1,000. Those are the only returns we have so far.
Any other?
The Belterra funds are kind of a council thing, so I'll leave it, it's up to you guys if you want more information from them as far as specifics, or if someone here wants to make a recommendation for Belterra funds, I'm open to however you guys want to proceed.
I'd kind of like to see if you guys can get a little more funding from other places. I mean, there's no way we can come up with the balance of that
Well,
project.
we just thought if anything was available, it would definitely be helpful for us. And like I said, I didn't know of any other options that we might have.
There are some people that write grants in Batesville. I could give you a couple names that maybe can find some of them like on grants.com. And because you guys are a nonprofit, right? Consider a 501c6,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Yeah. So there could potentially be some things out there too. I don't know if you have anybody that does grant writing and stuff, but I think that would be a good option also to look at that. And I could give you a couple names of some community members that do that.
Okay.
Maybe can help find some for you too. And I agree with Doug. I'd like to see if you could get just a little bit more, and maybe I could give you some of those contacts, and then maybe table it until we see what you can come up with. Are you planning on doing this now,
Yes.
like immediately?
Yeah. Yeah. We want to do it kind of in the winter time, because that way when we do have rentals, we can't have rentals if we got construction going on. So
your bids come up to about 40 to 50,000.
yes, yeah, that's what it came up to with the contractor, plumbing, electrical, heating and air, and all.
You've already selected all of those. Is that correct?
Yes.
Selected. Okay.
Yeah.
When you came tonight, did you have an amount in mind that you would like to request?
We are open or whatever. No, we thought that possibly that there was something could be available, and we would appreciate it, because the Legion is also with the city. We have our color guard for all the military funerals, and whenever we have parades or any type of activities, the Legion is involved with that. We also have the Halloween parade, and so the Legion is participates quite a bit with the city activities.
Could we?
I'll table it until. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're going to just table it till next month and then make a decision and see what they can come up with.
Yeah.
If you can get them that information on the grants,
Yep.
that'd be great.
Okay, appreciate that.
Okay.
You're good with that? You can come back next month?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Ray, can I make one ask on your design? I'm looking at like Mike Manis and John Coons. Can we get a baby changing station in the men's room too?
Depends on funding, right? Okay, all right. Any other comments from citizens? In that case, our next regularly scheduled council meeting is Monday, February 9th. Our Board of Works will start at 6:30. That concludes the agenda for this evening. Unless council has anything, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The motion carries. The meeting is adjourned.